half my face. Let's make an adjustment. There we go. Set up. All right. There we are. It is the 8th. April the 8th. All day. Henry the 8th. I am April the 8th. It's April the 8th. I can just kind of fuck around now because somebody's on here. Oh, somebody's on here. We got one. We're going to wait for a few more. We'll get to talking and rolling. I'll let y'all know what we're doing today. First of all, if RC Cola would ever like to sponsor us, I love that stuff. Please do. What is going on, Shar? What's going on, Clint? Welcome. So what are we doing today? We decided, well, I'll be honest. Let me just tell you the full story of what happened. So Kurt's wife had to go and have a birthday, right? That's the deal. I guess she thought that was important. And she's allowed, I guess, right? So with that, it was really hard to make film day because Kurt had to do some birthday stuff. And so then you just yelled at Dennis. Good, let's get Dennis on here. You know, I love that dude. So we decided we'd just do a live today. We thought, well, what's what we're going to do? So let's just let people join us for feed night. So we're going to kind of show you, as I BS with you and take some questions, kind of how we do feed night. So if you look in the background, I've got Caleb and Kurt. They're both back there working. Kurt's doing the job I usually do. And for some reason, Caleb's doing the job Kurt usually does. I guess they decided to trade. Oh, I'm glad you love my videos. Thank you so much. And welcome from England. And so that's what we're going to do. So we'll kind of dip in there and show you a few things. We find something cool. We're going to go through here and try to show you how we feed. Now, if we do show some feedings, I want to be up front. We're going to be feeding smaller meals than I typically like to. That's just because, hey, this is a live. We can't control that. And right now, we're at production's kind of shitty. And we have a lot of extra mice. We have to kind of feed, then go through, then feed to get through the whole collection. But we will get through that. And I'll show you our exact feed sheet so you can see exactly how we do things. We've talked about it, but it's much easier to put it in perspective. Now, I did tell those guys, hey, we're live. They know they're being filmed. They've been told not to say things like shit, damn, fuck, piss, hell, ass. So they're not going to say any of those words, right, guys?
Sure. No promises.
No promises and a sure. Kurt's going to try to refrain from your mama jokes for at least 10 minutes. And that's where we're at. So, first of all, how long does it take us to do this? Well, we actually started, Caleb's been helping out with us for, 3 weeks in a row now? 4 weeks, something like that? 1 month? I don't know, a month or more. And that has actually really helped the process. Otherwise, it would take Kurt and I just to come here, feed, would probably take us 3 or 4 hours to just go through and do that. And that is just doing that. And typically, I would start in the baby room, and he would start out here, then I would come out here and join him, and then we would go through and feed everything in here. And then when we were done, we'd go back out and do like the rest of it. So that's kind of how, then we have to go back through and pull, and it's just a crazy thing. So today, welcome Anna, we're going to do all of our feeding, at least through the first round of it, until we run out of stuff, because we want to go back there and finish up with you guys here, okay? And then when we go back through and pull to see our results, we're going to flip over to Patreon and do that over there. So that is the breakdown. I got a battery pack to last because this is going to take a while. Because those two are going to move pretty quick, but they're also going to move very careful. The cool thing about this is I set this up so I get to sit down and take the day off for the most part. So anyway, what questions do you guys have? If you have them, ask them about feed night or keeping in general, or just the state of Olympus, how things are going, and what you would want to see or know. And we'll do our best to answer them. What the hell? What do you mean, what the hell? Is that what you're talking about, JoJo? WTH? I don't know. It's usually what the hell. Maybe the kids made it mean something different nowadays. I don't know. But first of all, too, I want to say thank you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, click if you haven't. What's going on, Scott? From up there. Oh, what the hell, a Kurt sighting. Yeah, you don't want to look too high up in the screen to see him, but he is down there. And what's funny is if I stand up straight, I think I'm higher in the screen than he is when he stands up right now. Yep, our angle's fun. So, thank you, Kevin. Welcome here. So, what do you... JoJo said when you get on the step ladder, you're the same height as Caleb. That's why I don't know why he's doing my job, and Caleb is actually a little bit taller than me, is doing his job. Then they wouldn't need a step ladder, but I guess I couldn't get them to figure that out. Well, I'm glad Dennis says hi, and happy birthday to Jen. We'll let them. We'll tell Kurt to tell her. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, he said yep. He'll probably tell her next month. Oh, by the way, somebody on YouTube said happy birthday to you. That's what Kurt's going to do. Y'all know that. So let me tell you about the room setup. Oh, what's up? I have a 7-month-old ball python who's been dealing with RI. She's lost 20 grams in her week, and we've taken her to the vet 3 weeks in a row. He wants to start assist feeding her. I guess my question would be 20 grams. I mean, that could be a poop. It can be a little dehydration too. You know, I'm curious what the weight is and the body condition. That would be where I would wonder about assist feeding. Obviously, he's a vet. If he's looking at that, and he's a reptile vet, if he's well versed in reptiles, and he's there, he can see it. I mean, I would take his word over mine on that. Like, he should know what he's doing, or she. So, because they're there looking at the animal, you know. So if they say it's needed, it's probably needed. But 20 grams may be significant, may not. I mean, I don't worry about, it just depends on the size of the animal, overall body condition. But are they treating it for that RI? I want to know that too. Are they just letting it go? Are we doing some treatment for it, whether it's some fogging or whether it's actually using some like Baytril or something else? I'd be curious about that. So any suggestion for you take, I would be very hesitant, Viper Gecko, for me to overrule your vet. And that's just simply because, one, I'm not there in person to see the animal, and they are. And two, if they know what they're doing, and look, I'll be blunt, not all vets know what they're doing with reptiles. But if you got one that's good that doesn't know, they'll tell you they don't know. And if you got one that does know what they're doing, they probably have a better handle on that than I do. I would hope that's what they're trained in, that's what they're in school for. So I would say if the vet's telling you need it, it's probably time to trust that vet. Toronto, Canada, good to have you here. And then Ricky wants to know, what would you do if you have an adult male who is petrified of any meal offered to him? All husbandry temps and humidity is on point 2. So that is one of the times where I would recommend 2 things. Okay, first I'd go to a small meal. I do both these at the same time, and because it's petrified of any meal, so I'm assuming you've tried small, and then try pre-killed on a tongue. Right, hold it on the tongue, kind of jiggling it in front, then it doesn't touch them. A lot of times you can help the confidence like that. We have a few snakes that way. The next thing, if that doesn't work, that you can do is get you something that is like, depending on the size of the animal, you want to go very small, that can't hurt your snake. What I mean by that is never leave a rat that's got its eyes open and teeth developed in there overnight with your snake. Bad idea. But you can leave one that's eyes are closed and it can't really chew anything. Leave that in there overnight. A lot of times after a while, when they calm down and they're not getting hurt and they'll get over that anxious, they will actually eat in the dark. So give that a shot too. 196 to 175. So you're talking about a 200. You're talking about a 10% weight loss. And with the RI, the treatment can be a little rough. You definitely want to get some food in that thing. I would trust your vet. I really would. Yes, Jojo, we're going to do Patreon when we go back through. We don't get rat shit in my drink. That'd be gross. So we will definitely be doing some Patreon. So we got a Toronto. Welcome. Force feeding a snake with RI. And again, ball python, I'm not sure I like the idea either, but I'm not a vet. So sometimes I'm going to defer to the person whose hands are on the snake and who's trained in that. You know what I mean? So that's what I would suggest. And yes, Michael Santos, there will be a Patreon today, and we would love to have you join. So get signed up, and then you get to hang out with us there. Plus, we will be dropping the next list probably in the next week or so. I do want to get one up in April, so that's going to happen. Antibody shots first visit, B12 second visit. Different shot today. I've been giving F10 vaporizer 20-minute sessions twice a day for 3 weeks as well. I would hope that thing is doing better by that. If it's not, then I would be... Honestly, if that's not taking care of the RI section and you're still hearing a lot of rasping, then I'd be pretty concerned. So, this is we are having questions tonight. I missed something about we are having questions tonight. So, Michelle, if I missed your question, go ahead and ask it again. You want Caleb's Grape Crush? You got a Grape Crush? Dude, somebody caught that from back there. Like, oh, motherfucker got Grape Crush. Oh, yeah, we didn't say we were doing, we kind of planned on it. So Angie says, guess what? I've got my awesome. Congratulations on your first clutch mail, pastel, coral, gold, calico, yellow bug. Woo, that's a mouthful. To Dinker, super duper excited. You should be. Guys, I will tell you something, and I'm still scrolling through, so I'm catching up, y'all. I'll tell you something. Nothing beats your first clutch. It doesn't matter what's in it. I can put a 4 gene to a 3 gene and have some first world or shit or whatever, and nothing really kicks me right in the feels like that first clutch does. It is an awesome feeling to feel like, hey, I can actually do this. That first little bit of success, man. Congratulations. That is awesome. I am so happy for you. New to this, I rescued a male pie at 860 grams who will not eat anything and has not eaten in 3 months. Any ideas? I shouldn't laugh at that sound, but something in the back there just got fucked up. When we get to one of the ones that's going to feed really good, y'all let me know. You get one of those that's like, nah. So what I would say on that is honestly weigh it, body condition. I mean, I've got males that will go off for a while, so it may not be too big of a deal. I have males that are adults that will take 3 months off. As long as his body condition is doing good, I wouldn't worry. Maybe an ASF or a small meal, you'll get it started. Another thing you can do is don't try every week. If it's doing that, sometimes skipping a little bit, leaving it alone a little bit more, and then going back to it will actually induce a feed. Don't crush his grapes. So what's tonight's topic? Love the channel. So Joseph, tonight's topic is we are literally just hanging out on a feed night. So this is one of the things that when you work with your friends, you get to do. I got 2 of my best friends in here. Of course, Kurt's been my best friend forever and a day. I think best man at one of my weddings. No, yes. Best man at one of my weddings. So like, I had 2 of them. So take it for what it's worth. And so yeah, and then Caleb, I met him a lot later, but great friend of mine. We're all getting to hang out, feed, and this is fun. Well, this is work. This is fun. So we wanted to let you join in on the fun and the bullshit, and hear us go back and forth and whatever else we end up doing. So that's what the topic is today. When I say butter 100% clown to a vanilla 100% clown is a good pairing, hell yeah. So anytime you're putting 100% clown, 100% clown, you're going to get clowns most likely. That's going to be a good pairing. I don't think vanilla is part of the Bell complex. Yes, right? Vanilla.
No, vanilla is in fire.
Fire, part of the fire complex. So yeah, you're not even the same complex. You're going to get combos. They're going to look good. Vanilla screams, right? Yeah, no, something like that. So anyway, go for it. You're going to be in a good spot. The only thing I would like better is one of those visual clowns. So you know the offspring are at least het. Whereas here you're going to have visual het, not het. So you're going to have visual 66% chance of hets, and then possible non-hets. So congrats to Angie. Yep, 6 healthy eggs, no slugs. That's awesome. The best sound ever when the rodent was squealing. See a little head poking out. Oh man. New to this and you have a ball. Jerry, welcome and enjoy. So I had our first clutch over 4 weeks ago. Awesome. A clown pastel lesser blade to a het clown. 9 out of 10 clowns, 1 pastel het. Hot damn for a first clutch, you smoked the odds. Not horrible skinny, but a little flat. He does not look dehydrated or anything. And yeah, I would just try to get like an ASF or something to go from there. Tell Anonymous I say hey to keep up the good work. When we get to him, have you guys, something else just got toasted. Have you guys already got to on a snake?
No.
Let me know when you get to that. When we get to your snake, we'll actually move the camera over there and let you take a look at that thing trying to feed. Longest months ahead, yep. Your butt. This is why we do shit like this. So that one that squealed, somebody said my buddy sounded like that when he got nipped. Did I ever skip classes in high school, and did I go to the high school prom? Yes, both. So I went to a very small school, so like you go to the prom, you try not to knock anybody up at the prom, but you do go to the prom. I think I went probably 3 out of 4 years, or maybe all 4 years. I don't remember now. And then 1 year after, because my girl I was dating was a year younger than me. That year sucked. But yes, I did go to all that stuff. So, thanks. I think we are caught. Need a female ball python. Get the Mojave. Next will be honest. Okay, we're going to go over to Sears in a minute. Guys, I think I got all caught up. That was awesome. Keep them coming because when you guys are saying things, it makes it really easy for me. I'm sorry you had a bad experience at your prom. I couldn't remember. I'll tell you what. I don't know if maybe... damn. Maybe you're young and that was a recent thing or not. But if you are, trust me, people tell you, oh, high school is the best part of your life. No, it's not. High school's okay, but definitely not the best part of your life. Ready to do honest?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know if this is going to eat, but this is for Anna. You're 25. Well, I hope you're not still going to prom. If so, you should probably be registering. If you're 25 and still at the high school prom, there is definitely issues. Kurt, you have one vote for president. That is awesome. Hold on. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Martin, I'm glad you can take a good joke, man, because some people have got mad at me for that one. Do 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 do. Oh, yeah, Viper Gecko, I've made the comment I don't fight anymore. This guy does. Well, not me. I'll say Caleb does. Everybody, we're going to help Caleb pick a nickname for his mixed martial arts today, too. So, but, oh, you work in our county, brother. Oh, that's good to know. So you actually know me when I say crazy shit. But maybe this will eat in front of us. Oh, look, here we go. Edward, it'll come. Patience, check your stuff. Make sure your things are on point. It'll come. You got to have a little faith and some patience. Patience is the hardest part of this, I promise. But once you get it, you'll produce. I guarantee it. No, I wasn't like trained, but you know, small town, and then I've worked for a lot of years doing like, you know, a job that gets physically confrontational at times. And the point I make now is I'm over 40, my back's messed up. I would rather not be into a physical altercation if I can avoid it. I would much rather handle things a little more adult-like. It's a better way for everybody involved. Doesn't mean it gets to happen always that way, but you know. Well, this one may not eat right in front of us, Anna. I'm sorry. I tried. So, anyway, yes, stage fright. So, yes, I have some humor, some dark humor issues. ASF. So what that is, Edward, that is an African soft fur. So it's a specially grown out of Africa. It is a natural prey item. If you have any local reptile shops or a lot of your local duty belts definitely equal back problems. Oh, you fucking bastard. I fucking hate these sons of bitches. Speaking of ASFs, that's what it is. When you get an ASF on your shoulder, you get to curse. You get to say, you know, fuck you, Kurt. So, can I do another negative comment feeding video? We could probably do that sometime. I can tell you why we haven't. There is definitely a reason. So, you've never seen one hand before. On an ASF, you won't grab one of those and just actually show it. So this is what an African soft fur looks like. They're all kind of got this hooded look to them. Some big beady eyes. You gotta go up a little bit. There he is. You know, big beady eyes, got that little hooded look to them. They're almost all white or albino. But it's about an adult right there. They get somewhat bigger. But that's it. They don't get as big as a rat. So, you know, it's... Well, dude, if you're here, bring them up. If you've got 6 left over, there's like a big ASF. So that's like it. So they get about the size of a small rat as an adult. And people say they're mean. Kurt says they're little devils. I like them. They're nice to me.
I've been bit by them more than
aren't you so
other.
sweet? Rats bite the shit out of me, but these guys just like chill. So I don't know. It's just maybe I'm lucky. But they're definitely good to keep around. So the comments on the feed videos. So we'll probably do another negative comment feed video. I do try to be a little bit careful. We don't want to get the YouTube odds gods mad at us. We also try not to do like a deluge of feed videos. We do them kind of in spurts. We do a few here and there. It's definitely a part of reptile keeping. I'm an advocate for live feeding for some reasons. I'm not against frozen thawed feeding. There's reasons why we feed live. We're more than willing to share those with anybody that asks in a respectable manner. But we also don't want to be that channel that does nothing but, you know, feeds. And even now when we're doing a feed day video, notice we're not showing every single rodent get hit. The point of this is to share something that we enjoy. That's a part of like what's become our weekly tradition, usually on Thursdays. But yes, the negative comments fuel me. Yeah, when we're talking about a negative comment feed video, is we back in our squirrelier days one time, we just sat and read negative comments off of a feed video, and then we'd be like, oh, we really would consider that, and then we would feed a snake. So we would just basically say, hey, and I started telling people, you know, keep that up. I'm just going to feed a snake in your name. So we started doing that because honestly, I thought it was kind of funny. And I still think it's kind of funny. But, you know, it's always has cracked me up that people will watch something and then get so bent out of shape and feel the need to, like, go off on a tangent. Like, I'm going to change what I do because of somebody I don't know on the internet. You know, that has always made me laugh. Uh, I don't really care at the end of the day. I care what my customers think. I care what some of my peers think. There are some peers I really don't give a crap in this hobby what they think. There are some I do. There are some people who have earned my respect for various reasons or not. And there are people who I will always have a great respect for that if they've got something they ever want to say, they do it in the proper channel. I would take it to heart. But people who just get online or the people who want to make a name for themselves or try to just to be blah because they got like short man syndrome, they don't give a shit about them. So racks do piss people off for some people. But again, if you're going to have this collection, you're not going to have it in glass cages. If you do have it in glass cages, it's not going to do well for you. It just isn't. Racks are the way to go, in my opinion, for a size collection like this. And there's 200 plus snakes in here when you include babies right now. I mean, just this wall alone, you can't see the whole thing, but it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 on this wall, 70, 80 behind me, about 90, 100. There's a few empty tubs in these. And then how many tubs over there, not including the baby tubs?
30.
So there's 130 tubs. You probably have 100 of those filled right now. Then some holdback babies. I mean, it is what it is. So you were feeding your ball pythons baby chickens. A few people would freak out. $1 per bird versus $9 versus rat. Paul, I agree. Like if you're buying, having to pay that much,
chicks in my house right
now. That much per rat. We could use those for blood. You know what? You want to get rid of a few?
What?
We could use them for blood.
I would get killed.
Only if they know about it.
They would know.
Jen, we're not feeding your baby chickens to the blood pythons. So, we did do a feeding that one. Yeah, we talked about the comments. So, yes. ARS is in your backyard. That's awesome. So, I wish they were in my backyard. We've looked at doing an ARS combo rack. We were actually going to buy one. And then some of these shitty racks I used to have. And what I mean by shitty is, so for those of you who've been with me for a while, we had a sponsorship from TGR Rack Systems. And I really love their product. I still use their product. And I love their product. Okay. So take this. Understand, I want to be blunt. I'm not ripping anybody. I love their product. But their first gen racks, the very first one they made, we got some of the very first ones. They had this problem because we like to leave the tub out of heavy litter and the rails would crack. So they did redesign it and they made it where the Gen 2s and Gen 3s were amazing. But those Gen 1s were problematic on that. So we put these wood blocks in, the tubs would stick. So Kurt had to go through and re-engineer those to be like the Gen 2s. So now we're using those because we'd given them away and they ended up coming back home. So it's funny how that works. We don't need any new tubs yet, but our next purchase will probably be an ARS 30 tub, just because in looking at it, it's lighter. I think it's slightly cheaper than the Freedom Breeder, and I kind of have looked at both, and because it's not so much cheaper that if there was one I liked better for whatever reason than the other one, then I would care. But the ARS seemed like it has everything I want. It's a little bit lighter combo rack, comes with the casters, which I really like, so we'll probably do an ARS unless something changes for our next rack system. So they're definitely a good company. They're definitely a good company, but lead time is a bitch, right? And you can't get the end middle pieces to add levels. Well, if we buy it, we'll buy a 10 stack, 3 wide right away, most likely. I've measured out the room here, and I think I have a snake that's over here in a glass cage. That would have to move, which it will move. That's never been intended to be permanent. And then we'll be able to get another 60 adult FB70 tubs in here. So this room can hold 120 FB70s and then 40 tubs for males for the 1-to-3 ratio I want. Not a problem. So that is awesome. We actually just for today, I did this before we started filming. We got our carpet python female who just dropped 13 eggs for me back on food today. So I'm really excited about that. It's a great feeling, isn't it, when they go back on food? So hoping to get an ARS5 for at some point. Yep. And can you print? That's an interesting idea, Paul. I can't 3D print shit, but if you have the stuff, that might be workable, but apparently it's not. Bummer. All right, guys. So do you guys have any other questions? Again, we're just kind of hanging out. How you boys doing back there? I want you to look at this, y'all. There's some confusion. 4, 8, 12, 19, 32.
So out of 25, 9 didn't
Out of 25, 9 didn't eat.
Yeah.
Why didn't you talk to him nice?
I did.
You did? Oh, you already pulled the ones out of there? Oh. Oh, okay then. He's doing it different than usual. So 9, so out of 25, 9 didn't eat out of that wall over there. Okay, so we already fed this wall?
I haven't went back through yet.
I wonder how those did. And then that's where you stop it, right? Okay. So he's kind of going through at a spot. So what we'll do then is I'll let them finish this, and then we'll save this wall here of girls for Patreon. So what should you breed your banana head albino to? You want an interesting clutch. Well, here's leopard, you think? You could.
Black pastel albino. Right
That's
there.
what I was going to do.
Leopard black pastel in bananas look phenomenal. It's head albino, so throw the albino in there.
Okay. Now I'm with Caleb on that. I was going to go black pastel because I really like what black pastel does with albino. So a black pastel combo is head albino. I think you'll get some really cool stuff. And if you can have a leopard, I think you'll be happy with that too. So it's not a bad idea at all. So I've ever thought about getting Freedom Breeder Pro Line Series.
Same.
James, if it's the last Freedom Breeder I looked at, I definitely considered it. You know, they got the pull-out tables and whatnot that I don't think ARS has. But I use this big table in here, and I don't know if the pull-out table is going to do anything to do it anyway. Otherwise, I'm kind of just like, probably not. So I'll probably stick to, like, say, right now, if I had to choose, it would be the ARS, but that could change. And that's not a knock on Freedom Breeder. They make a hell of a product. I've been around both of them. They're both awesome. I mean, I wouldn't go wrong either way. So JoJo, which is, by the way, Phil Spiel said JoJo, that's Wolfgeist. Friend here in town is going to have some quail chicks here in a day or two. I'm going to pick some up from him, I think. We have fed quail before. We actually got, when we had some baby anacondas, we started them on quail at our shop. Which, by the way, guys, just so you know, we do still own part of that shop. We're actually going to be exiting that part of our business. We haven't announced that yet, but there you are. We're going to be. And the reason for that is just because we don't have the time. We don't have the time to be involved at the level we want to be involved. So with that, we've decided to basically pass it off to somebody who can be involved in it. And we are still going to have a working relationship with rodents and some things on that. It's going to work mutually beneficial for everybody. So that'll be really actually awesome for us and probably awesome for them. And that way I can focus and Kirk can focus on what's really important to us, which is here to work with us. Who ate? The pastel super. Well, yeah, he's eaten a few times. Hey, did Lester Desert Ghost over there eat?
Sure did.
Did he?
Yep.
All right, we can rotate him back in the program because that's two weeks in a row. Awesome. So you can start going back to those clown girls next week. So the white lip will definitely love that. Yeah, she'll eat those quail. So I have a banana ball python. I'm not an expert, but he won't eat. What's wrong? And he's not in shed. Well, one, it could be a number of things. When your snake's not eating, let's go over a few of the common things for y'all. Okay, one, it could be environment related, meaning it's not warm enough, not cool enough, the snake doesn't feel secure enough, all of those things. They tend to eat a lot better in tubs and glass cages because like one big old hide. But even then, if you go to too big of a tub, some of them won't eat because they don't feel secure. So you may have too much space in your tub. You can run a hide in a tub. I've done that many times. That can be very effective. So you may look at trying something like that. But make sure your heat and humidity are on point. If it's glass, cover up most of it. Get that thing in kind of a dark area. Try feeding at night. Try feeding a different food item, but try feeding a smaller item. A lot of times it's just a confidence issue. So that's what I would suggest on that. Ricky has made a request of you, Kurt.
Okay.
Can you do it? He wants you to sing Star Spangled Banner.
No, I don't know it.
Okay, look. Kurt refuses to sing the Star Spangled Banner. Kurt, I want you to look at the camera. Make him a sad face. He's Native American, y'all. We took his land. And he can't sing that song because he's... And I'm not joking. He actually is Native American. Everybody thinks he's Hispanic, but his mom is 100% or 50%?
50%.
50% Cherokee, correct?
Yeah.
I'm good. 50% Cherokee. So he is a true-to-life Native American. At least a quarter of him is. So he won't sing the Star Spangled Banner. He doesn't take a knee, though, but by God, it was his land first. So Black Pastel Banana and maybe Lemon Blast. Oh, yeah, I got totally off. We should breed to the banana ball python. No, it was what we... Yes. So Black Pastel... Paul, you talking about breeding to it for that albino... Albino, whatever it was, banana head albino. Yes. You know, all those are pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of straight pastel, so I would almost, if I was gonna pick, I probably wouldn't go with lemon blast if it was me. A lot of people love pastel banana. I like pin banana a lot though, but maybe if I could do a black pastel pin for that banana, would be fucking phenomenal. So how much for female ball python? Well, Jerry, if we had normal females for sale, we typically sell them for like $20, but we pretty much sell them locals, not worth shipping, and we only offer to Patreon members first, so they're all sold through Patreon first. With the exception of normals, which I pretty much just wholesale out. But that's where they all go. So, off limits. They're not off limits. The hat is back on. I did go without the hat for a few videos. Let me tell you exactly why. I would leave directly from work. I'd come directly here and we'd film. I wouldn't stop at home. And I didn't have a hat in my truck. So I said, damn it. And this morning, I threw the old want to see my balls hat in the pick 'em up truck. So that way, when I got here, I was ready to rock. Usually I have one in there. So I said quail ding dong. You can do quail, you can do chickens. What's going on, Victoria? So first only clutch for the season for Joseph Kling is in the incubator, laid yesterday. Spider het pied female to a het pied. It means you're going to be looking for some spider pieds, some spides as they like to call them. And you can also get the elusive white wedding. So for those that don't know, spider pieds are one of the ways you can actually make an all white snake. So when you make a spider pied, you usually get the head, maybe a little bit of the neck covered. Holy shit. When you got somebody who wants to eat, this is what happens, y'all. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Notice where I almost burned the ceiling. That's not burn. That is just from the candles. It's going to get away, Kurt. Kurt, it's getting away. Kurt, it's getting away. Don't let it get away. Don't let it get away. Kurt, that spider cannot. The spider is having so many problems it just crawls out of its tub. It just can't stay in this tub. Spider problems. Sorry. I'll quit being a dick now. So, I missed a comment. So, in my experience, is a pet store worth it or should a breeder stick to shows and online? Oh, God, that's a loaded question, y'all. So, I think it depends on where you're at. And for me, a pet store is not worth it. Okay? It's not. But here's the thing. Why? Can you make money with the pet shop? Sure can. But when you own a brick and mortar business, like a store, okay, you own it, but it also owns you. When you do this, you know, you kind of, something just got nailed. You kind of pick when you work. You kind of pick your speed. You pick your pace. And I think it gives you a lot more freedom. So if you can make it doing it this way, I think it's better. That's because I want freedom. That's part of why I love this type of thing. But for work, I love it for the animals. But as far as work goes, I found I really like it for work because I can work at night or in the daytime or 3 hours here, take a few hours off, 3 or 4 more hours here or whatever, you know. But when that brick and mortar, when they're open, you're there. So it tends to own you more. So for that reason, I'd say it's not. Everything else is kind of depends on a lot of different things. Any clowns coming this year? So Martin Exotics, we do hope to have some clowns this year. We did hit a few last year. So what we're pairing in the clown world is I've got 4 het clowns, 2 of which will not be producing clowns because we're going to banana. 2 of which will not be producing clowns because we're going to try for some more cryptics with them. And then I have a visual spider clown that we are using to produce clowns. And then I also have a bumblebee het clown we are using to produce clowns. And then I've also got some.
The spider? That's not going to produce clowns.
Spider clown will too produce clowns. Oh no, it won't.
No,
the fuck? So where else did I put that damn clown to? Just one thing? Here? Inchy clown to bumblebee het clown. Yeah. So we got one clutch that may do visual clowns. I kind of went for some kryptons. We'll be making some het clowns and like our champagne and our lessers and stuff like that and our pastels to increase what we're going to do though. So we do have some things coming on that. So carpet babies, they're coming. What about clear tubs? Them count as full hides? Marley, not as well. They don't because, I mean, if they're opaque, it helps a lot because it still kind of shields them. But these solid colored tubs, I think, are a better get. You know, people who aren't necessarily snake are always like, oh, you put it in a dark tub, you're so fucking mean. Well,
I like the clear tubs for rat tubs.
For rat tubs, you like clear tubs. Well, yeah, they probably like that a little more, don't they?
Well, when you can see in there, you can see
what's going on.
Yeah, you can see the bedding or if it gets flooded. Or
that's true. But for snakes, I like the dark tubs. So,
this can do whatever size.
So yeah, Martin Mason Johnson, tell you what, or Mason Martin said he does his normal, so he sells them multiple ways. I think I missed part of the first question there. 2 adults, 1 part of 1 vanilla cream. My recommendation is to breed her. Oh man, 2 adults, 2 both are females. So if I'm in there, I'm probably gonna get. Hey, don't. There you go. No, you got to tap him on the nose. I would probably. I love that sound. I do. I would probably get something that is got lesser in it, so I could do some bells in that because I really like bells, and so that would be me. So, somebody says you're a possible native.
A what?
You're only 25%. So you're a pos native. He's possibly native. That's pretty awesome. Oh. So Jay Canova released a video today on lace, white lace. I would imagine that will make the market shift in that direction. It will. And no, I don't have any. Because I'll be honest, look, y'all. I love Canova or Koblika or JKR or whatever the hell we're going to call him nowadays. I truly do. He's one of the people I actually respect this hobby. But he's a marketing genius. And you're right, it's going to shift. But if everybody runs around in this hobby, what I call the little kid soccer team syndrome, you ever go watch little kid soccer? The whole group just runs in a big mass pile around the ball. The problem is Justin's kind of the guy kicking the ball. And all these people go, oh, nice, oh, this. And then they end up getting into it when it's high and it kind of comes down. And somebody makes a killing on that. I want you to try to track the math back to where that happens, which is good for him. But I'm not going to be the guy that always just goes, oh, the newest trend, oh, the newest trend, oh, the newest trend, oh, the newest trend. I've been on the Exantic train since I started. I'm still on the Exantic train. I'm going to follow my heart, not what I think the wallet is right now. Because what it is right now, by the time I'm there, unless I buy adults, it's going to move anyway. So I don't, it's not. If I get into something or have it that's taken off like that, it's because I like it. It's not because I'm chasing a trend. Or I found it on accident, like the cryptic stuff. So Het Desert Ghost, Queen Bee Pied, Butter Het Clown, Vanilla Het Clown, and a beastly BCI female. Got to have that garbage disposal in there, right? So. Yeah, I'm with you, Martin. It's a cool gene, but I don't know if it's really something I'm going to, mortgage the house over here soon. So, the clutch back on food. He's in the same rack to my females as she's back on food. So, he's probably still possibly, wanting to bang a chick. It may just take some time. One thing you can do is go ahead and clean this tub out fully. Like a full clean, full scrub down, throw all the litter away, disinfect everything. We do that a lot of times. I'll get it back on food, too. Hopefully you did the female. I'm going to guess you did because she's back on food right away. So try that and see if that doesn't help with him too. So if I breed a clown pied female to a desert ghost male, what would you price quad het babies like that? And do you think there's a market for quad hets? There's definitely going to be a market for quad hets, but there you're not going to have quad hets. Or if you do have quad hets, you're not going to have the quad hets you want. Because what you really are looking there, James Smith, is you're going to have het clown, het pied, het desert ghost, right? So you have triple hets. Because Desert Ghost is 1 gene, not 2. If you have the 2 gene version of Desert and Ghost, then you're gonna have a hard time because Desert gene nobody wants it. The females can't breed, so they're fucking terrible, Yep. But if it's the 3 gene, there is a market for it. One thing I would tell you: take a picture of your mother on eggs, take a picture of the parents locked up, and when you start trying to sell those, be able to show those pictures, show those babies, document it very well. Because some people are going to question that, especially haven't heard of you, which maybe they have. I don't know. I don't keep up with everybody, so I'm not trying to be insulting there if that came off that way. Just document what you're doing so you can show that they are in fact triple hets, because somebody doesn't want to, they'll be worried about spending a lot of money and getting screwed over. So Snake is an escape artist. Some of them are. Yep, like I said, that's a tri-het. Just covered that. I do have Instagram, but I don't do much with it. So
next to the orange stream.
Oh, there you go. So clown pied to a desert ghost hypo male, then yes, in that case, you are looking at quad hets. But the same thing still applies that I said. There is a market for it. And Jerry, the best thing to do would be to try to message me. We put her number out there all the time because I'll be honest, I get so many messages thinking that shit. It's not something I do very often. So I'm not trying to be an ass. That's one of the reasons why we started the Patreon, is because it kind of gets our box pared down, and we just put our phone number out on Patreon so people can just text me, and it's easier to manage. So, yeah, the quad head is a thing. It is expensive, depending on the quads for sure. So, we'll see here. I got our butts on here. Who finally points by finally got their butts on? Well, welcome. Well, I'm glad you love the channel. I appreciate it. Looking for hats for Olympus Fest 22. I don't know if we've actually announced that. Have we announced that yet? Where the fuck did he go?
I don't know.
Take poop?
Probably.
I think Kurt had to poop, y'all. Did he have that look on his face?
I didn't even.
You know that look where you've been over his like, oh, gotta walk out of there? Was he clinching?
For sure.
For those that don't know, I'm not going to say the dates on here, damn it, nor the location, but we are going to have with our Patreon members, we started trying to do a get-together on occasion. We thought, man, it'd be fun to travel. So we go to where one of our members lives and see all the reptile stuff in their area, hang out for a weekend, maybe drink adult beverages if you're so inclined, not required, but do things like that. And we do have those dates coming up. So we're going to have a weekend. It'll be fun. Last one we did was in Omaha. We went to the Henry Dorley Zoo. If you've never been there, awesome zoo. So we like to go to animal stuff, obviously, because we're animal people. And that's what we should be doing. So let me see here. What's some of the most unique morph combinations you've come across? You guys haven't fed over here yet. It's more pulse now. Don't bite me for this. I'd say this qualifies. It's pretty unique. Ugh. Say underwater dish, but check that thing out. That's one of the more unique ones I'd say I've come across. This is a banana, black pastel, calico blitz. And this was one I just happened to be setting by, so I thought I'd pull it out and show it off. I really dig this girl. Held her colors really well. Look how cool that pattern is. Awesome. You're probably saying, well, man, I don't really see the calico there. You're full of shit. And I would understand that, but it's because if you haven't seen Blitz Calico, it has a weird interaction. But it really shows up in the tail patterning right through there and on the back side through there. That's where you're going to find that calico hanging out. One of my favorite things that makes a snake unique is the front and back are two different shades of purple. Look at that. The front is dark and the back is light. I thought it was twins in the egg. Really kind of a cool snake. Let me put her back in there since we're going to be feeding her in a minute. Ooh. I was hoping she'd be breed size this year. She's not. We're going to hold her for one more season. And then, of course, we did the cryptic stuff, a lesser pastel cryptic. We had Desert Ghost. We were one of the first to do that, I think, which we did completely like on accident. That's one of the crazier combos I've come across. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, the stream froze. Hopefully it wasn't froze all across. Missed my white lace comment. Oh, did I miss it or did you ask it and you missed my response? If it was missed my response, I'm not going to jump into it. It's just I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. I got my own plan. I'm just going to follow I follow my own drum. Where are you guys at?
Go back to that.
Oh, okay. Let me know before you start this rack.
Ready? Go back there.
Just let me know on that. So I have a 1,200 gram female I've had, or maybe a month now. Has not ate since I've had her. She was shipped to me, so not sure if she is stressed. Hotspot 900 ship. Try live, small with and wean nothing. Try mouse. Sometimes they'll get them going, man. Local pet store. Mason with the pet store, man, it's not a bad thing, but there's a lot to it. And Viper Gecko, little kid soccer. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Whenever a new trend starts, it's little kid soccer, right? They all just, and you can just watch it happen. So now I'm a clown guy. So there's a lot of people like Dalton here, ADHD Dalton, I love that name, who are, a clown guy. And then when clown blows up, they were a clown guy before then. And then when clown dies down, they're still a clown guy after. And that's kind of me with Xanthic, like I prefer that. Are you having some struggles in there? Is there snake escaping again? So, so focus on the clowns, the Sumapide, Ultramel. That's awesome. And JKR is good. Like I'm not ripping on him at all. And the marketing, he does next level marketing for sure. I mean, he's probably the best. There's two people who, if you want to learn about marketing, the ball python industry to really follow. Okay, I'll tell you two people to really watch. JKR is one. Watch that dude. That dude is probably the best when it comes to marketing a project and marketing a ball python. The best. The second, and I know this is always controversial, I don't know why, is Brian Barczyk, man. Barczyk is one of the few people who has transcended beyond just the reptile people in the communities for his social media and things like that, and has really, I thought you got popped for a second. Oh, one on the floor. Need a hook? Did you catch him? Damn, you're good. Got that little bastard. So you can really see how he markets and how he gets beyond that. Also, people are the first ones to really do YouTube and figure out the social media in the reptile world. So those two guys are probably the best to watch that kind of stuff. And then, of course, me, because I'd be really shitty at self-marketing if I said I wasn't good to watch.
Cine
So when first starting out on a lower budget, 4 BP so far, male Humblebee and male Firefly, male Inchi Lesser Pastel and regular male Pastel. What would you add to get going next season? So male, female, male. Honest to God, Pookies, I would add females. I would shy away from buying anything that's male. You're already male heavy, which is a really common thing when people first start because the males are cheaper. But you need some girls. So I would concentrate on adding, if you're wanting to stay within a budget, some really nice and look for quality, maybe some single gene or 2 gene combo females that will go well with that. Some of the staples, maybe get a few recessives going on in there. But add females. Add females. So that's where I would definitely go. You don't have room. I get it. So more females. Somebody beat me to it. Looking at buying a female clown spider blade VPI Xanthic. What do you think of the snakes genes? I hate VPI. I only hate VPI because I have SK. VPI is great. I like that. I think, I'm not big into the blade. The blade just really is such a minor thing for me. It didn't ever really make a difference. That being said, clown spider in there is going to be really nice in your Xanthic projects. I would tell you that I would want to add, because the clown Xanthics tend to brown with age. Like, they look really great as babies. They tend to kind of like, think about how a clown looks as an adult. A lot of brown, so that thing is going to fucking darken up. So what I would want to add to that in my breeding plans would be like some pastel Xanthic, and you're going to really bring those colors out. If you could run that to, say, a firefly clown head Xanthic or a Xanthic firefly head clown, which I know is not a cheap snake. I'm not, you'd make some fucking killer stuff, man. So that's might be where I would go. So what more to add? Well, it all depends on the budget on that, Pookies. It really does. If you're wanting to kind of stay in a nice budget, and look, guys, you can stay in a budget. You can start this as a business and you can grow it. I'm living proof. If anybody tells you you can't start on a budget and grow into something, look, it's right here. I mean, it actually, I don't want to get into the finances that it does for us. And it's not that it puts huge amounts of money in our pocket and we quit our jobs or things like that, because we've used it in a different way than putting money in our pocket. We've used it to grow itself, so money didn't have to come out of our pocket because we didn't have it at the time. It's bought us real estate and property, and it set us up for a lot of things down the road. So you can definitely start on a budget and make this happen. You can. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but you can definitely do it. I would look at adding things like, if it was me, I'm looking at adding females. I'm going to look at adding, I would pick a recessive you like. Okay, that's what I would do, whether it's Xanthic, clown, hypo, don't give a shit. Pick one you like, then I would start adding females that are het for that, and genes that I want to play with, that I want just commonly through my collection. Lesser being one. If you're willing to work with spider, consider that, but know what you're doing with it from a market standpoint. Pastel, you definitely want to get that in there, and super pastel's not much more, so I'd go with that. Maybe something like fire in it, some of those things, but with the het of the recessive you want to play with. And then when you add a male in a few years, you want to get a visual recessive of that male with maybe another kicker gene to go with it. And then you'll be in business. And you can do that. Those hets will save you so much money over a visual when you're trying to get into this on a budget. And it only really sets you back one generation of females. Because right then you'll keep some of your first ones back and have visuals. So there you are. All right. How can you get my number? Jerry, you got to join Patreon. Because if I put my number out here, I have 50 billion people calling me. So join Patreon. Stay there for a while. It pops up there all the time. And we can certainly talk. That's just because I used to have it just floating out there, and I would get calls at work, and I'd get things that were causing me issues, so we pared that down. I'm sure you can understand that. If people get pissed, like, oh, you want me to pay $5 to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. No, I want you to pay $5 for the extra content, a chance to talk to me in a hell of a community, and a place to safely buy and sell your ball pythons. Kind of fucking worth it. So yeah, there you go. So I love Banana as well. That was a beautiful snake. I'm guessing one I pulled out. I hope so. 100 royal-sized retics or 100 retic-sized royals. I would have to say 100 retic-sized royals, just because space. I could not contain 100 20-foot snakes, man. I've played with giant retics, 20-footers. It's fun. It's a hell of a time. The largest snake in the world, I actually want to film that if they'll let me, is only located 2 hours from here in Kansas City. Yeah, but I would take the smaller version of everything because I can have 200 different colors to play with. Although a big-ass zebra bee that's 20 feet long would be pretty awesome. My opinion on the same suspended het pairing from last year. Keep both visual pies. And how do you get a hold of you to send pics? Joseph, same way to get a hold of me, the same way I said before. The easiest way to do it is probably join Patreon. That's the way to do it, to be blunt, because I mean, I have 3 jobs. I love working, but I have to be able to work. So recently finding you guys, I definitely want to buy from you guys. I have no clue how. Pookies, that's the same thing. If you look at older videos, there's a little link for the Patreon. Click that. That's how. Join our community. We'd love to have you. Sorry, it's like an ad, right? And Barczyk is a YouTube guru. That is correct. So people get really pissed off at him. Everybody hates the guy who's on top. But the fact is, the guy was a genius, and none of us would be doing what we're doing without Brian Barczyk. It's truth. That's the truth. People can hate him all they want. But those who hate him, they really look in the mirror and they really think about it. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing without Brian Barczyk, most likely. He laid the foundation for this to be the industry it is in a lot of ways. So did people like Kevin. I mean, there's a lot of guys that did it out there. We all do them. Thank you for sure. Best way to comment with matches, discuss snakes to purchase to join us. Thank you, Anna. Awesome. All right, guys. Are you guys all ready for that last rack? Am I on your way?
We're done.
You're done? Done with what? All of it?
Except for that wall.
That wall. All right, guys. I'm going to finish the comments I got. I got to get off here because it's time to feed that wall. We told Patreon to say that for them. Pastel Mojave male. What female would you buy to pair with Pastel Mojave? Man, I would like to go with that Mojave. I would try to get a Super Mystic. Hell yeah, Super Mystic. Tampa, Florida. J. Chai. I'm going to stop there. I can work back, or I'm going to put the link and I'll work back. That way I'm not getting a ton more in. Hugo said they bought their first ball. Oh, that's awesome because of me and my crew. My thoughts on the Phantom more. Phantom is the exact same as Mystic. I believe those are the two that are the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, Caleb.
Yes.
Okay. So it's the same thing. It looks a lot. I have a hard time looking at the single gene, identifying it from Mojave as baby. So that's a struggle for me, which makes me not work with it as much. But I like the gene. I think Mystic Potions or the Phantom version, which is something else cutesy named, are awesome animals. So if you want to work with, I say it's a good one to work with. The Discord is worth the $5. Thank you, Hyperspace. And we really want to get into Suma, but it seems like nobody's really into it. Your thoughts? Oh, Zero. People are into that shit. And here's how you know people are into that shit. People just don't want to pay for it. So I bought a Suma. How long did we buy that thing? Is it on there? No.
I think it's around
17? 18? He's breeding now for 2 or 3 years. So probably 3 years ago. And we paid close to $1,000 for it. If you go look up Suma right now, it's close to $1,000. So everybody likes a dark snake. They all want an all black snake. And Suma is probably the closest thing that we can do with that that's very, very stable because there are issues with super black pastel and things like that. So Suma is the shit for that. On top of that, well, the Suma, and I wish we could pull him. Did he eat this week? He didn't eat? All right, pull his ass out, Caleb. You can take the bite. We'll get the Suma out really quick for y'all. He's not eating the best because he is a very, very aggressive breeder. I mean, I have put him in cages and thought that there was 2 males fighting, and he's just telling that chick what for. This guy likes it rough, but they're really cool. But they're not truly black as adults. They kind of get this stripe down their back and kind of they have a nice sheen to them that's not going to show up on camera so well, but almost like a really dark chocolate. But you can darken this up. Just jump out of my hands. You can darken this up further by adding things like black pastel, blackhead, things like that, which we have a clutch of Suma to black pastel in there. We've held back some other mahogany stuff. We are into Suma, and I think a lot of people are going to be into Suma. No? Yay? What are you chuckling at? Uh-oh. I missed something. I'll get told here in a minute. So get into it. Mason Johnson, I started with $75, and this is my 3rd year, and I sold $6,000 in hatchlings this year. You can do it with a budget and a hella OT. Yeah, you got to work. I mean, if you don't like working, if you have tons of money, you can hire somebody to do all the work for you. You can buy a bunch of shit, and then you can sit up there and go, blah, 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 blah. I'm so cool. If that's what you want to do and yank your pecker, that's fine. I don't care. But yes, it takes a lot of work to start with very little and grow something up. You'll be way more proud of that than anybody who just bought into it. And that's not a shot at anybody if anybody takes that. Like, there are people who started by investing a lot and bust their ass. I'm looking right at you, Miguel. He invested a ton and he busts his ass every day. He's built something. That guy's built a lot of businesses. He knows what he's doing. I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess just from watching his work ethic, when he first started his other business, that dude probably started without a whole hell of a lot in life to build what he's got. But so it's not me taking a shot at anybody that spent a lot of money. Don't let anybody start a flame war. But you can definitely start without a lot. And you're going to be proud and you're going to be excited. You're going to be humble when you get there, and you're going to be more appreciative of starting out. I think it's just me. I love people in the beginning because, man, I see myself in them, and so I really like that. So keep grinding, Mason. GHI Lesser would get the GHI Mojave, which is my favorite morph of all time, and also Bell, which are good pet sellers. Bells are great pet sellers, but yeah, you could do GHI Mojave is a shit. That's a good call. And then we got back to the top. So I'm going to hop up off here, say thank you to all of you. And then we are going to slide over to Patreon for a little while. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And we'll catch those of you on Patreon on the other side here in a few minutes. And if you just joined up, click the link. We'll post it. You'll enjoy it. We'll see you next time.